Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back, and yes, I'm still brewing. Today I am showing you a video on the sugar wash that we did and the fining process over that. Now this is an Alcatech range and it says that it will clear it in 24 hours. It's a two-part solution. Part A, Part B. We will add Part A in this first segment and then we leave it an hour and we'll add Part B, so I'll cover both sides of that in this video. Now, if you remember, if you saw the video of where I cocked up the editing and then I did a talk through of what I did with the sugar wash, I used the Classic 8 Turbo yeast, and this said that it would get me 20% in 5 days if I kept it at 25 degrees. Sorry. I didn't add any heat to it. I left it. It averaged around 18 to 20 degrees, and this is day 6, and it's done. So. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hydrometer reading to see what it's ended up at. Then we'll go into the degassing stage, then we'll add the finings, and we'll go through all that process. So first off, make sure everything is sanitized, sterilized as always, and I will remove the thermometer before I do any work on it. So, this is the hydrometer. This is what we'll be using to measure the sugar wash. And then this is an alcoholometer. And this is for what you would use for anything stronger, anything more spirit based. And this is for anything like wine or beer. They are a completely different scale. You can't use the alcoholometer instead of the hydrometer. You must have a hydrometer if you're doing wines or beers. And the alcoholometer if you are doing spirits. So let's just go ahead and check on this. I can tell already by the colour, the thick darkness is starting to fade already. And you won't be able to pick it up on the video, but in the bottom bulk up there I can see that line of dark sediment as well. So I'll just go ahead and take the hydrometer reading. Yeah. And that was right up there at 988. It did start at 1020, a little bit more, and it's now down at 988, which tells me that we are pretty much bang on the money with the 20%. I didn't think I'd get the 20%, but yeah, that's quite a strong sugar wash. The next thing to do, I'm going to remove, let's see if you can see it, bear with. I'm going to remove the bottle at the bottom with the sediment in, firstly closing the valve of course. And then I'm going to degas. Now the way I do this is with a paddle, different to your spoon. This is good for getting rid of any lying CO2, and you want to give that a good stir for at least 5 minutes and maybe give it another one and keep going until you think you've got all that CO2 out of there. I cheat a little bit. I've made this now to fit my pad up. And I'll go in there and I'll give it a right good mash up with this. Takes a lot of the hard effort out of it. Okay. Once you've degassed your sugar wash, you're going to want to look at starting to add part A. And this is, you want to add this in and leave this for an hour before you add part B. Now the whole reason we degas the wine is because if there's any trapped CO2 in the vessel, it's going to keep lifting up, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to get everything else to drop. So you need to get rid of all that CO2, and then this can do its work. And then I'm just going to give it another mix. So we'll leave that for an hour now, and when we come back we'll give it another mix and we'll add part B, and then we'll leave it for 24 hours. So join me again in part B. Before we start part B, I thought I would just give you a quick glimpse of what you're likely to find inside the bottle at the bottom. So this is after 6 days. You see how thick and gloopy it's starting to get, and that's all that carbon that's dropped down to the bottom and hopefully removed any of the impurities that you may have had inside your wash. And I don't think you're going to be able to see inside there, but it's thick black. I'm going to give that a good old wash out and a sterilising before it goes back on in part B. Right, it's been an hour now, so we're going to go ahead and add part B. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the ball back on. A quick sanitise. Right, now before the next bit, I'm going to open up the valve. Well, I was. Open up the valve, give it another mix. And then just as it's starting to settle, I'm literally just going to trickle the part B over the top, because you want that to work its magic from the top down. And then as the surface is just spinning around, we'll just add this slowly. And in 24 hours it should be crystal clear. However, my next free day now is Sunday, so it's going to be more like 72 hours before I come to do anything with this, so by then it should be spot on. And that is basically it with the fining process. So if you've got any questions on what we may be doing with it next, or if you want to see some videos of what I might be doing with it next, drop us a comment, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, whatever, and I will get back to you. Alright, cheers guys, keep brewing, and I'll see you next time.